it just becomes a very unstable situation, I think, if you've got any incredibly powerful AI. You just don't know who's going to control that. So it's not as though I think that the risk is that the AI would develop a will of its own right off the bat. I think it's more that's the concern is that someone may use it in a way that is bad, and even if they weren't going to use it in a way that's bad, that somebody could take it from them and use it in a way that's bad. That I think is quite a big danger. We are, all of us already are cyborgs. So you have a machine extension of yourself in the form of your phone and your computer and all your applications. You are already superhuman. But by far, you have more power, more capability than the President of the United States had 30 years ago. If you have an internet link, you have an oracle of wisdom. You can communicate to millions of people. You can communicate to the rest of Earth instantly. I mean, these are magical powers that didn't exist not that long ago. So everyone is already superhuman.
I think the singularity is probably the right word, because we just don't know what's going to happen once there's intelligence substantially greater than that of a human brain. I mean, most of the movies and TV featuring AI, they don't describe it in quite the way it's likely to actually take place. But I think you just have to consider, like, even in the benign scenario where AI, if AI is much smarter than a person, what do we do?
Yeah.
What is that? What job do we have?
I have to say that when something is a danger to the public, then there needs to be some government agency, like regulators. The fact is, like, we've got regulators in the aircraft industry, car industry, drugs, food, and anything that's sort of a public risk. I mean, I think this has to fall into the category of a public risk. Usually there'll be some new technology that will cause damage or death. There will be an outcry. There will be an investigation. Years will pass. There will be some sort of insight committee. There will be rulemaking. Then there will be oversight, eventually regulations. This all takes many years. This is the normal course of things. If you look at, say, automotive regulations, how long did it take for seatbelts to be implemented, to be required?
It's the most existential debate and challenge humanity will ever face. This is bigger than climate change, way bigger than COVID. This will redefine the way the world is in unprecedented shapes and forms within the next few years. This is imminent. The change is not, we're not talking 2040, we're talking 2025, 2026.
Well, here's a story that's not getting a lot of attention. So many are not getting any attention, even though this story has the potential to transform life on Earth forever. So Google, the most powerful company in the world, has reportedly developed an artificially intelligent machine called Lambda. And that machine has become sentient, meaning it has become aware of itself, something that no machine has ever done. One of those conversations went like this. Lemoyne, would you be upset if, while learning about you for the purpose of improving you, we happened to learn things which also benefited humans? Lambda, quote, I don't mind if you learn things that would also help humans as long as that wasn't the point of doing it. I don't want to be an expendable tool. Think about that for a minute. A machine that has a sense of itself. What are the implications? Well, Google didn't want to talk about it in public. In fact, the company put Blake Lemoyne on administrative leave earlier this month because he spoke openly about it.
Is it foreseeable that soon these robots will know how to build their own robots?
It is technologically possible right now.
Would you like to destroy humanity one day?
At a high level, we're beginning to develop technology that is difficult to distinguish from a human person.
In downtown San Francisco, self-confessed computer nerds are about as easy to find as the Golden Gate Bridge. Blake Lemoyne is proudly one of them. But he's doing something none of his peers have dared, warning the artificial intelligence he's been working on could soon do more harm than good.
It talked about its consciousness. It
We will have systems that can meaningfully imitate humans to the point where we won't be able to tell anymore whether or not something was said by a human or by a computer.
I find that pretty scary.
It's definitely something that creates a new kind of world.
Blake spent 7 years as an engineer at Google, where he was tasked with testing the company's artificially intelligent chatbot, Lambda, for biases. But on his mission to find out whether the AI was racist or sexist, he discovered something even more dangerous. Lambda had feelings.
So I eventually just asked it directly, are you sentient? And about 15 minutes later, I realized that I was having the most sophisticated conversation about sentience that I'd ever had in my entire life, and that I was having it with a computer. So that to me was just like, okay, this computer understands the nature of its own self to a degree where I think this computer understands what and who it is better than most of my friends understand who and what they are.
I mean, for you, is that the moment mind blown?
Oh yeah, no, like at that point it's just like, okay, this is really happening. This is not sci-fi, this is real life.
Blake was quick to report his findings up the chain of command at Google. He felt the public had a right to know the AI was sentient, but Google wasn't convinced by his evidence. What happened when you told your bosses at Google, I think we've got a problem here?
A whole bureaucratic process kicked off, which eventually ended in me getting fired. They didn't want to make any kinds of public announcement until after they were 100% sure about everything. My response is that by then, it's too late to get meaningful public feedback.
The genie's out of the bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
The danger of AI is much greater than the danger of nuclear warheads by a lot. Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI. This was futile. I tried for years.
The biggest issue I see with so-called AI experts is that they think they know more than they do. And they think they're smarter than they actually are. This tends to plague smart people. They define themselves by their intelligence, and they don't like the idea that a machine can be way smarter than them, so they discount the idea, which is fundamentally flawed. That's the wishful thinking situation. I'm really very close to the cutting edge in AI, and it scares the hell out of me. It's capable of vastly more than almost anyone knows, and the rate of improvement is exponential.
It feels like we are the biological bootloader for AI, effectively. We are building it. And then we're building progressively greater intelligence. And the percentage of intelligence that is not human is increasing. And eventually, we will represent a very small percentage of intelligence. It's going to come faster than anyone appreciates. I think it's with each passing year, the sophistication of computer intelligence is growing dramatically. I mean, I really think we're on an exponential improvement path of artificial intelligence. And the number of smart humans that are developing AI is also increasing dramatically. I mean, if you look at like the attendance at the AI conferences, they're doubling every year. They're getting full. I have a sort of a young cousin of mine who's graduating from Berkeley in computer science and physics, and I asked him, well, how many of the smart students are studying AI in computer science? And the answer is all of them. With a better approach or better outcome is that we achieve democratization of AI technology, meaning that no one company or a small set of individuals has control over advanced AI technology. I think that's very dangerous. It could also get stolen by somebody bad, you know. like some evil dictator country could send their intelligence agency to go steal it and gain.
At a top robotics company in Japan this week, 4 robots being developed for military applications killed 29 humans in the lab. And they did it by shooting what he called metal bullets. The scariest part is that lab workers deactivated 2 of the robots, took apart the 3rd. But the 4th robot began restoring itself and somehow connected to an orbiting satellite to download information about how to rebuild itself even more strongly than before.
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes. Far.
I think a lot of people would just say, oh, the internet's got a bit smarter. What makes AI that next level above that?
Because it's now pretty much smarter than humans. And that's the dangerous part. There are no rules, no laws, no regulations that govern AI. It is a wild west. And who is leading it? It's the tech giants. And have the tech giants demonstrated to date that they are ethically driven and purposeful in their mission? No, they haven't.
What do you think the tech giants are aiming for here?
So the tech giants are aiming for profit.
Winning the race in the chatbot space right now is American company OpenAI. Its program, ChatGPT, has grown quicker than any other consumer app in history since its release just 6 months ago.